In this question, we are given that we have to find the median number of employees assigned per project. Now, since no information is given about the number of employees or the number of projects, we move on to step 2 and analyze the statement 1. The statement 1 tells us that 25% of the projects at company Z have 4 or more employees assigned to each project. So, the median would be found at 50% of the projects, since it is expressed in percentage and the total will be equal to 100%. So if we draw a diagram to demonstrate the information given in statement 1, we can see that 25% of the projects have 4 or more employees, and the remaining 75% will have 0, 1, 2 or 3 employees. But we have to find out the value at 50%. Now, we cannot conclude that the value at 50% will be 0, 1, 2 or 3. So statement 1 is not sufficient. And out of the given options, we eliminate options A and D. We now check the sufficiency of statement 2. The statement 2 tells us that 35% of the projects at a company Z have 2 or fewer employees assigned to each project. Now, if we draw a diagram again, just like we did in statement 1, we can see that 35% of the projects have 2 or fewer employees. That means they will have 0, 1 or 2 employees, and the remaining 65% will have 3 or more employees. Now, again, since it is not possible for us to find out the number of employees at the 50% mark, we conclude that statement 2 is also not sufficient. And we move on to the last step, which is step 3, and combine both the statements together. Now, if we write values given in statement 1 and statement 2 together and draw the diagram to illustrate the same, what we get is 25% of the projects at company Z have 4 or more employees assigned, and 35% have 2 or fewer employees, that is 0, 1 or 2 employees. Now, the remaining portion will be equal to 100 minus 35 plus 25, which is equal to 100 minus 60, which gives us 40%. So the remaining 40% will have 3 employees. Now, this starts from 36% to 74%. Now we can see that 50 lies between 36 and 74. So the median will be equal to 3. Thus, the statement 1 and statement 2 are sufficient together, and the correct answer is option C.